Yo, what's going on, guys? Sekapoko here, bringing you another 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross video. This will be going over the news and talking about all the fun things that are going to be happening on July 6, 2020. So, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. Alrighty, guys. So, in today's news, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this browser for now. Alright guys, so in today's news, we're going to have a maintenance break. It's going to happen on July 6th. That's going to be lasting from 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time till 8:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So they've changed the actual arrival date of the news bulletin, and it's going to be happening for a different maintenance period. Not sure why they did this, but maybe it's a little easier for them. The details of this new maintenance with the early maintenance, so you guys know, is going to be for Final Boss Merlin. It's going to have a pickup draw event with 2 brand new heroes. There's also going to have a summer event, as well as, of course, the most important thing. Yes, you heard it here first. I don't know if you heard it anywhere else, because no one else goes over this, because it's the most important part of the news. The Diamond BOGO event has reset. Then, of course, we're going to have ending events. They're going to be the Burning Hatred pickup event is going to be ending. I want to say that's the, what's that? Is that King? It's King. Melascula, thank you. Chat notes, it's Melascula. Burning Hatred is Melascula. And Global Drop for Spin Ticket, it's going to be ending as well, so make sure you finish that before it ends. The Spin event's going to remain until 7:10 at 11:59 Pacific Daylight Time. But keep in mind that you will not be able to earn any more Spin Tickets after this point, so make sure that you get all your Spin Tickets in and farm away, or buy them out of the coin shop if you really needed to before that point. I personally wouldn't buy any out of the coin shop, but you know, if you really needed to, you could. More update details will be provided for later notice, and of course, do all the fun things. So, first off, Final Boss Merlin, we've already gone over in previous video, as well as I have a preview guide, of course, if you want to check that out. Link to that's going to be over there somewhere. For the summer check-in event, we're going to have get various rewards. Oh, nice. Simply log in to get some rewards, and you can obtain exchange tickets that you can use for golden sandwich beach weapon costumes on days 1 through 5. I guess we're getting all 5 of them. Days 1 through 5, we're getting all 5 weapons for free. Well, that's way better than what we got on JP. By like a lot. I'll go over each of the units, weapons, and the characters that have the summer cosmetics, so we can go over different ones in a little bit. The summer check-in event is going to be lasting from 7:06 after maintenance till 7:20. On days 6 and 7, we're getting 5 diamonds each. So if I get some comments today about the reduction in daily login gems or weekly login gems, it's probably because they're giving us a crap load of diamonds, and they wanted to not give us too many, and you know, all that stuff. So next, we got a new floor tile coming in as well. It's going to be 6% increased hero XP from enhanced potions for the floor. For the, looks like the wall, it's going to be increased in item storage capacity by 6, which is trash, but I guess for free, whatever. Changes the obtainable, we have a little bench table thing, which is going to change the attainable items from the item chest in the tavern into 1 auto clear ticket, so that's cool. We also got a, looks like a window. It's going to be 6% gold acquisition from 3 stages, and finally, it's going to be a 12% gauge fill for Fold Solgaris in the dungeon event door. So this is awesome. I believe we had to buy this originally if you started the game, and now we're getting this now for free, so Pog. I'm glad I didn't have to buy it. Sweet. On days 13 and 14, we're also getting an additional 10 diamonds each day. So that's pretty pog. We're getting about, in the course of 2 weeks, we're getting 30 diamonds. So that's nice. Damn, that marble. You brought it. That's pretty good. 5 free weapon ticket cosmetics. That's pretty good. All right, so since we're getting the weapon ticket cosmetics here, the weapon tickets are going to be available for the Sins. We have Deanne's weapon right here, which is 1% crit chance as well as 6% critical damage. King's weapon is going to be the same with the 1% critical chance of critical damage. You can see it's kind of a trident here. Green Meliodas, I believe, gets one as well. He has one here. It looks kind of like a surfboard kind of thing. Gother gets one. It is the crab style one. I have this one. It's one that has pierce rate and crit chance versus the other ones having crit chance and crit damage. I believe that's right. I'll have to check on the Japanese version if it's absolutely right, but Meliodas also has pierce rate and crit chance. Lizhawk gets one as well, and Lizhawk's weapon is also pierce rate, which would be a great weapon to pick up for Lizhawk if you're ever going to use a green Lizhawk, because 3% pierce rate on Lizhawk is great. Next up, we have Bond, who is going to be 1% crit chance and 6% crit damage. Great for Bond because Bond's really crit based. Merlin is going to have hers as a 1% crit chance and 6% crit damage as well. And that's going to do it for the Sins. For other characters, there's going to be Jericho, who's going to get one as well. She gets one that kind of looks like this little blood cutlass here. This is really good for her crit damage builds. So this is a great weapon for Jericho, having crit damage and crit chance. Really, really good for her. Very high crit damage as well. Then we got Gila's weapon. This is the one that I ended up picking up because I didn't know any better. And, you know, it's one of Gila's 5 UR cosmetics, so that works out. And, you know, you do use Gila a lot nowadays for red book farming. So if you want to pick that up, it's great. If you don't need to, it's fine. Next up, we got Gil Thunder. This one I would kind of recommend picking up as well because he doesn't get a lot of UR cosmetics. If you ever want to use him, I mean, that's going to be great. But he's kind of falling off in the meta right now for once Red Escanor comes out, so you're not using a ton of Gil Thunder comps after this point. So you could pick this up if you want to. It's kind of optional. I probably won't pick this up because I won't be using Gil Thunder too much beyond this point. Then we got Griamor's weapon, who also gets a shovel with crit chance and crit damage. And finally, we get Hauser's weapon, which of course is going to be crit chance and crit damage. Unfortunately, there are a lot of weapons to choose from, and there's a total of 5 weapons that you're going to get for the actual event here. So only getting 5 weapon tickets, but there are a lot of characters to choose from for these summer cosmetics. Now, each of the summer cosmetic characters do have really, really good overall cosmetics, and I'm not going to go over them in this video. I'll go over them in a separate video because I know you guys are going to ask me, hey, Sekapoko, tell me about the summer event cosmetics, and I'll just make another video because should I pick them up, and I'm going to make a whole video. So I'll make another video. That'll be out like tomorrow morning, maybe, I don't know, or the next day, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll do it right after they come out or something, yeah. And then now, they had also mentioned there's going to be 2 brand new heroes. The first of which obviously is Red Escanor because they've already said he's coming out, and the second of which could be many, many different characters, and there are tons of which that could come out. But of course, the one that no one wants to come out that might come out is Red Fat King. So option A, Red Fat King. He has AoE attack, increases his ultimate gauge, removes all debuffs at the start of the turn so he can't be debuffed, and he heals with a rejuvenation effect with a single target ultimate. Highly possible, and he could be potentially a good unit for this fight, which would suck, but, you know, could happen. Next up, Red Derriere. Everybody wants this unit. Super awesome. Probably not going to happen until the end of the month, and probably only going to happen on Final Boss Meliodas. Super awesome unit. Not going to go over her because everyone probably knows her kid at this point. She's baller. Red Escanor, obviously coming. Red Estarossa, another option. Super early pick on this one. Might happen because he's seen 0 play whatsoever. But the reason I think this might come is because increases attack by 10% per debuff on the hero. And Merlin can pop debuffs. So that might give him some damage, which would be interesting. So that could happen. And might happen because second phase Merlin pops a lot of debuffs from what I remember. Or it's either second phase or first phase. Can't remember which, but one of the two. Then he has disable recovery skills for 1 turn on 1, 2, and 3, and does damage. Basically just the same as Demon Meliodas. And this is another ability called Rebellion that inflicts extinction. And this is the same as Ruin, I believe. This is now 30% on the JP version. I don't know why it's still at 20 because no one cares about Estarossa. That's why. His commandment's pretty cool. If you have somebody in PvP that uses an ability or allies and enemies in the attack, they attack related stats reduced by 20%, which is really cool. It's not actually just in PvP; it's everywhere. So that could be an interesting unit for this fight and could be really, really viable and might actually be on this fight because, you know, he might actually get a major damage bump and he might be insane for this fight. We'll see. Next up, Gloxinia. Probably not because it came out super recently on the JP version, and it's probably going to be a mixture of red Gloxinia and green Gloxinia on some banner going forward. Super good unit. I really don't want to go over it too heavily because there's a lot of units to go over. Monspeed. Monspeed is a character that could come out in this event. I don't know if it's super likely, but he does have an AoE weak point attack, which is really good, and he's going to have an ability that's going to do tons of damage on a single target, so that could possibly be coming on this fight because it could be helpful on the new Final Boss Merlin fight, and this could be something that would be useful because he has an area effect attack and a single target attack that could be really, really useful in this fight. Green Estarossa. Probably not. Going to skip it. Probably not going to happen because he's going to come out in his own banner, and it's going to be super pay to win. Green Gloxinia, because we haven't had it yet, and this could happen, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I went over in a previous video. Probably not going to happen, but maybe. Green Monspeed. Definitely not. The reason I'm not thinking Monspeed is as likely is because I think they're going to come out with a red Monspeed as well as green Monspeed banner, and that makes the most sense because the way they handle Velascula. And I think they're going to do the same for Darriere and Esterosa because that's already pre-built on JP, and they worked really well. Now here's a kind of a random pick. I picked Zaratras. And Zaratras, many people don't know what he does, so I will go over his kit a little bit. Zaratras is an area effect ability that has Shatter and was going to do damage equal to 120% all the way up to 300% to all enemies. And its Shatter is the same ability that King has on his ultimate, and this is kind of a cool mechanic. His passive ability is really interesting. When the hero uses a skill and a critical hit does not occur, increases the skill damage proportionate to whatever the hero's critical chance is. So if the enemy has a high amount of critical resistance, he's actually going to get a percentage damage increase based on his critical chance. What's really interesting is this character has a very high crit chance innately at 70%, but if the enemy has a very, very high crit resistance, this unit does very well against it. He also has a charge ability just very, very similar to Red Lizhawk, so he's going to do that 200%, 300%, and 500% attack that ignores defense, which is really good. And his ultimate ability also has charge as well, the same as Blue Lizhawk for her ulti, except no fate combination with Blue Meliodas, so you're going to have a little bit less damage there. But he, of course, has his passive applied to that as well. So if there is an enemy that is high crit resistance and he's able to just not crit that enemy, he does get increased damage based on his passive. This of course, character is not very good in PvP, but might be interesting on this fight. Even though he's a green character, I thought it would be an interesting choice that could potentially happen, but I doubt it. It's kind of like a 30% chance at this point, and my most likely choice is still going to be either Red Fat King or Red Esterosa as the choices I thought it might be. Last up, there were two other choices that I thought it could be, of course, just random choices because they are around the same time frame anyways, and they kind of need to come out of these characters no matter what, because the summer cosmetics are coming out, and these kind of just make sense to just come out at some point. But I think they're going to be on their own dual banners as well for Blue Nunchuck Bond that I got from my last news video, and of course, Green Giant Dian. It's going to be Galland. Red Galland. Oh yeah, I clicked that, but I didn't. I guess pull it up. You sure it's going to be Galland? Now chat says, Seka, you're wrong. You stupid doo-doo face. It's going to be Galland, which could also happen because Galland ignores resistance, defense, enemy's defense when strength attribute is allies use a skill, which is 30% of any resistance on a strength hero, which could definitely happen. And it's going to be inflict shatter against one enemy all the way up to from 180 all the way to 450, and of course remove buffs against one enemy and do 220% attacks against one enemy and go all to 400%. This is the same ability that Roxy has on her skill 1, and that's really, really cool. And I think this is one of the first times it's being introduced besides Green Elizabeth. Green Liz also has this on her kit, but you know, this is like the first red unit that has it, I think. So that's cool. And of course, the same ultimate here as the original Gallant and the same commandment. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the news here. We're going to switch it up to Q&A and answer a bunch of questions from the chat and give you about 10 minutes starting now. If you want to at me a question, go ahead and ask me a question. Ask me anything. At me with whatever question you want. Does Galland's passive work on the sub slot? Yes. Like Exodia says, it's going to be mono. I doubt it. I didn't even put her on the list because she's so late. I really doubt it. Did I sleep? I took a nap, but it was only like 5 minutes. It's Goddess Liz. What are you guys talking about? It's been confirmed? Nice. If you're going to make a unit, maybe an existing unit with a different attribute, how would you make it built with cards and passive and stuff? Well, I would want another blue DPS unit, and I would want it similarly built to, say, not green Escanor, but to green Esterosa. And I would like it with, instead of his taunt card, I wanted another character that just gives instead of a taunt counter, does just a straight taunt and some kind of, instead of debuff immunity, some kind of ability to negate enemy rank ups, abilities, debuffs, whatever. That'll be really interesting to see. Yo, can we see blue buy house's weapon for diamonds? Right now you can, yes. Why is Jericho's summer outfit hot as fuck? Because, you know, Jericho's waifu. What are you gonna do? Are they gonna use summer costumes for free? They're giving the weapons for free. When would you want to see Hell Demons? I want to see them last week. Your favorite cookout food? My favorite cookout food is burritos. I love burritos. I can do with the California burritos, steak burritos, carne asada. I usually go with that kind of stuff. Around here, we have a really good place that does pastor burritos, which is great. Al pastor is amazing, only when done correctly. It's all up to the meat flavorings and kind of seasonings you put in the meat. So they do it great, but there's most of the time I have to stick with carne asada. How useful is Red Escanor in Merlin's Final Boss? I don't know, because Red Escanor actually didn't come out for Merlin's Final Boss. We don't know. I'm assuming it'd be great. Should I save or keep trying to get Green Escanor? You can pull on this banner if you want to get for Red Escanor if you want to, but we talked about this previous videos for Red Escanor, if you should pull it or not based on your level of pay. I don't know what you're at, though. Why are you hot as fuck? Is because I season my hair with bitchin every morning, and when I use a coiffed, it's very, very nice to use it. The other thing I use is a moisturizer called, oh my god, it's so amazing. It's called Facial Rub. It's great. You should try it. Do you need a big PP to have high CC? No, you can have a big PP no matter what, and I know you can. I know you can make it. Yeah, avocados, yeah or nay? I like avocados a lot. Yes, and guacamole is one of my favorite things. Do you think Escanor likes burritos al pastor? I think Escanor is a carne asada man. He likes the king of meats. How would you call the comedy duo, considering yourself, you and Alex, the Netmarble brothers? These questions have nothing to do with news. I like it. I would totally do a thing with Alex, just for fun. Will swimsuit cosmetics and outfits be for $24 most of purchasable costumes? I don't know, because they are currently going to be out for... they're going to give a lot of weapon cosmetic stuff for free, so I don't really know how they're going to do the pricing. They'll probably let us know tomorrow. What do you think of the early maintenance? It's interesting. I don't hate it, but it's really good for me because now I can do the news a little bit earlier depending on when they want to put out the news, and I can actually go back and get into the game really early and then just do pulls right away and have fun. So it's really good for me. It may not be for other people, but it's very, very good for me, especially since it's over half stamina. Have you seen any Dans lately? A little bit earlier today, but not so much. Usually it's really nice people on the stream lately, and they're really cool. If I were to simp over Merlin, would I go to jail? Well, only if you enjoy spoilers and only if you know what I'm talking about. When does Saint Solgara's stamina end? You mean half stamina for Solgara's? It ends in about 2 hours from this very second. A little bit less. When is your next collab with Seaton? When we're both freer. Did you like Seaton Video City Hall League? Yes, I like that a lot. What other mobile games do you play? I played the City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. I'm playing Dokkan right now for the anniversary, and I'm going to be playing probably one other gacha game that I don't know yet, and I might pick one up just for fun. Netmarble roast with Seaton? That would be fun. Does super rating 4 stars, do you think that Gallon's Commandment affects rank downs like LV Melee? It does not, actually. It only affects cards that are used. Well, there would be a Dragon Ball collab because I really want to get Goku Spirit Bomb the crap out of Meliodas. Well, you can already do that with Shifu Kane, as Kabuki did in one video. If Red Gallon is the second unit, can he be countered to Red Escanor since he has a buff removal on rank 1 and has a great counter to go through, so he can be two mono red. You know what? That's a great point. He could counter that team very heavily. However, his passive ability may not be a really, really amazing thing to use all the time. I'm not sure if I would consider him a counter unit per se, but him on the team does present a lot of problems for any mono red team, because if he was just any in the front line, Gother can't use a rank up on the Arthur. I can't use 2 consecutive rank ups on the Arthur, which causes a problem. He can only use 1 rank up, and then Arthur would have to do a move and then cleanse off the Gother. So there's only one possible situation versus 2. Do you think we'll get UR gear for Eska or Merlin? I think we're going to get UR gear for Escanor. I don't think we're going to get UR gear for Merlin. The other reason I think that Fat King might be a possibility is because we are going to have UR gear for King, and that might be a nice little touch to add that in. Which Netmarble intros do you prefer, the JP one or the global one? I definitely prefer the JP one because I heard it for a lot longer, and when I heard the global one the first time, my heart kind of broke. Where's your videos for this patch? I'm literally recording it right now. What character do you think in this? What character do you think will this Valenti or Lilia meta? Interesting. Favorite PvP meme team on global? My favorite PvP meme team on global? Well, I can't really do meme teams right now because we're in the middle of a toxic meta. But it was the red Bond team. That was really fun. Can we get Zaylee's number from you? I don't have Zaylee's number. You'd probably have to talk to Kabuki, and then he would not talk to you ever again. Because of the weapons are being given for free, will we get 30 extra diamonds for buying the pack? I have no idea. They haven't released that information. I tried refreshing the page to figure it out to see if they came out with more information later tonight, but they didn't come out with any extra information. They actually came out with the news early, so that's why my news is a little bit later. What do I have for dinner? I made potatoes. I also had a pork roast with it, and then I stir-fried some veggies, put it all together, and I actually memed on Kabuki with sending him a picture. Guys, this is my dinner tonight. That's what I made. That's how I cook. So you can't really see it here, but in the middle there is serrano peppers mixed with some veggies, cheese, potatoes, and it's circled around with a pork roast, and it's got 3 layers of pepper jack cheese to make it an all-rounded flavor and super yummy. Alright guys, my name is Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Of course, if you enjoyed the video, of course, like and subscribe, all the fun stuff. Sorry for the delay on the news video. They came out with the news a little bit early, and I was anticipating it coming out at 10 p.m., and it did come out a little bit earlier, and I thought, I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe I'll come out with other news at 10, and they didn't come out with any extra news, so just what it is, what it is. We'll have more news tomorrow, and I guess I'll have to check it every hour, because they just keep changing the time of the news, so it is what it is. First time they ever changed the news in a really weird fashion. But again, thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day, guys.